We managed, somehow. Bravo, I'm impressed. An acceptable showing for laymen such as yourselves. I admit I may have underestimated the power of the Foundation's Orbital staff. Consider my interest piqued. Uppity bastards. Ouroboros, give us our answers. What are you planning to do in Crossbell? Is it like I feared? Are you the ones who started manufacturing Gnosis again? What? It can't be. Why do you ask? Because the leader of that ragtag band of ruffians ended up demonized? I was lucky enough to see it for myself, and oh, what a show it was. Why, I have half a mind to invite him to join Ouroboros if he pushes it just a little further. Don't dodge the question, answer me. I can hardly blame you for your conjectures, erroneous as they may be. But you see, we had only a singular objective in coming here, to evaluate the progress of our plan. We must make sure that the Septian veins have been properly galvanized for the promised day. Promised day? How vague can you get? I've grown tired of this. They refuse to talk, then we will loosen their tongues by force. Yin. He's right, there's no other way. So uncivilized. It's like they didn't listen to the bracers, you know? You want to fight, do you? I can't say. Taking you all at once on my own sounds fun or fair. What if I let you handle this instead? If I must. Sucker fool! Spear. A lance, to be more specific. They were primarily used by the knights of the Middle Ages. Talk about a blast from the past. The heck is she doing fighting with something like that? Do not waste your breath. You may come at me with whatever arms you deem most comfortable, so long as you do so with all your might. Otherwise, your lives will be forfeit. Incoming. I don't believe it. How the heck did she send out that many jabs so quickly? That would be impossible. It exceeds human capability. It's this? Seldom have I seen anyone manage to withstand the Steel Maiden's lance. I don't call you the demon of the Eastern Quarter for nothing. Your reflexes are commendable. However, compared to your familial predecessor, it is obvious that you still harbor some hesitation. How do you... Ah, so that's how we learn. Or that's how they learn. We already knew it. No way. Rixia? What? Oh, color me surprised. Who would have guessed Yin's true identity would be Arkanseal's illustrious rising star Rixia Mao? Don't you just love it when the drama on the stage pales in comparison to the real thing? Well, I see we chose an interesting time to cut in. Oh, no, don't interrupt this, Arios. I was just... You sucker fool. Lazy Arios, Scott and Wenzel, too. He came after all. Those three over there, they're from Ouroboros. Campanello the Fool, along with the head of the 13 factories and the Steel Maiden herself. Oh, I take it you must be the Divine Blade of Wind. I heard a lot about him. Supposedly his skills are on par with Loe's. I don't believe we've had the pleasure, Divine Blade of Wind. Your reputation precedes you. Even by your presence alone, I can tell that you have well earned it. That's enough flattery. It means nothing coming from someone whose power transcends the bounds of humanity itself. Even an army would be forced to retreat when pitted against that lance of yours. You're darn right. You needn't sell yourself short, simply recognizing that is an accomplishment in its own right. Arios, are you telling me that we came all this way just to let them go? No, but the balance is not in our favor. Simply have a look around us. Yep. Stallritter is here. These must be the ones that Lynn and Aeolia fought. These knights are just as dangerous as they described if their looks are anything to go off of. That is enough. There is no need to take this any further. Understood. Yes, my lord. As you wish, my lord. Dang. I believe that's our cue. Yes, we have verified the progress of the plan, as well as the galvanization of the septium veins. I had best be returning to give my masterpieces to their finishing touches. Stop. You really expect us to just let you escape? A word of advice, if I may. Our plan calls for us to play nothing more than a supporting role here in Crossbell. What? In time, the beasts will cast loose, and chaos will sweep across this land. Be that as it may, do not allow yourselves to be blinded by the tragedies yet to come. Have a good rest of your day, everyone. I trust you'll await our next encounter with bated breath. Alright. Dodged a fight with Aryan Road. That's Ouroboros. What a bunch of maniacs. Rixia? I should be going. This is our last chance to rehearse before tomorrow night. Please excuse me. There's been one unbelievable thing after another. It's getting to where I can hardly tell what's real anymore. Just imagine. Just imagine if we got this reveal, like, as the player of the game, too. I feel like it would have been so much cooler. I can't for the life of me figure out why they didn't just save it. Yeah. If I didn't know better, I would think we were trapped in some sort of dream. I can't say I disagree. Considering what's happened to Wald, I consider this more of a nightmare. Make no mistake, this is the reality we've been dealt. Arios? Ouroboros left us with more clues than I thought they would, especially as to the importance of this place as well as the beasts they claim will be unleashed. I understand you're all shocked, but we're better off spending this time devising a response. Right. Beasts, huh? Don't tell me she meant. Looks like we still get service all the way out here. Yes, though, just barely. Lord Bennings, this is Dudley. Heard you were headed to the southern bank of the lake. Are you there now? Yes, we are. Just met up with Arios and the other bracers. It's kind of a long story. Perfect. Since they're with you, I'm going to need you to forward this information to them, too. Every single member of the Red Constellation's up and vanished from the city. What? I want to talk about this with Orlando face to face. How soon can you get back? We'll be right there. What's going on? That didn't sound like good news. It wasn't. Lloyd relayed the info. Can't be. The Red Constellation vanished. But how? We were keeping tabs on them this entire time. Lloyd, do as he said and return to the city. We'll come back once we're done investigating the perimeter here. Okay, thanks for taking care of this for us. Appreciate it. No worries. We're all in the same boat here. Actually, we're in 2 different boats, okay? Maybe even 3 different boats, because you guys probably came from a 3rd separate boat, so... check yourself. Besides, Lynn and Aeolia still need time to recover. The Red Constellation's taken action, then Heiue won't be far behind. We'll return as soon as we can. Don't let your guard down for even a second. Right. We'll just be going then. I'm either going to be using that. I gotta find a place to mark. Maybe I'll just mark at the save point, assuming I left enough time for that. I still can't believe Rixia was Yin's true identity all along. I was so convinced Yin was a man. The extent to which she was able to disguise her mannerisms and bearing in that form was substantial. On top of that, It seemed as though she had some way of changing the shape of her body entirely. Is that even humanly possible? Then again, we've been coming across plenty of people that are anything but normal lately. You managed to fool my sensors as well, though I can't quite figure out how. On that note, you seem relatively unperturbed by all of this, Lloyd. Well, that's because I am. See, I had this conversation with Rixia not too long ago. Yeah, and then Kia decided that she was going to interrupt, like the suckafoo she is. Everybody always interrupts the conversations right before they get good. I've been living my life for that sole purpose ever since I was little. It's the same path my ancestors have walked throughout history. Now I no longer understand where that path is leading me, nor my reasons for taking it. The truth crossed my mind at the time, but it just sounded too crazy, so I put it at the back of my head. Even so, it never went away. I couldn't entirely dismiss the possibility that she was really Yin. I had no idea. Well, my goodness. That would explain how a total amateur came out of nowhere and nabbed a leading role in Ark Seal. Yeah, I guess the story of how Ilya scouted her out of nowhere was enough to keep people from questioning it. In retrospect, Yin and Rixia's arrivals in Crossbell did line up perfectly. I should have pieced it together sooner. Do you suppose Sao from Heiwei is aware of her true identity? I'd imagine this is a secret she wouldn't want anyone to know, much less him. Her contract holder gaining knowledge of her full family lineage could only be to her disadvantage. That puts us in a difficult spot. It would probably be for the best if we kept this to ourselves. I agree. For now, let's talk things over with the chief and see how the situation progresses. This doesn't change the fact that the Red Constellation is our top priority at the moment, not Heiwei. For sure, for show. Uncle Sigmund and his crew are nowhere to be found, and that's not a good sign. Probably means they finished prepping. They could strike at a moment's notice. Right. Should contact Commander Bales and get her up to speed too. That boat was totally not moving. But yeah, that was popcorn. That was definitely popcorn. Got to avoid a fight with the Steel Maiden, so that's a win in my book. Keep that boat on just in case. Keep the keys in the boat. Saved ourselves a conversation with the guards on the front. We could have sat there for 20 minutes, man. Excuse us. There you are. Took you long enough. All right, check yourself, Emma. Look, we had to take a boat all the way over here, all right? We're trying to stop a crisis happening, and you're just looking out for the Red Constellation. Sorry about that. We had other business to take care of first. So what's the skinny? Exactly as I told you, the building has been completely vacated. In total, we suspect their operations were numbered around 100 members strong. But it would appear they slipped away via the geofront in order to circumvent our surveillance. The geofront? All 100 of them? How odd. I don't recall there being a point of entry to it installed in this building. You would be right, at least until they used their explosives to make one for themselves. We found a path that leads to the lower stratum of the geofront's B sector. They blew a hole into the geofront. Well, they certainly have a creative problem-solving process, don't they? That's not the most troubling thing we found here. They've also remodeled the old warehouse Ravash used to store smuggled weapons. Now it's a maintenance and training facility for heavy artillery. Yep, sounds exactly like something Uncle Sigmund and his crew would do. They set that kind of stuff up to stay sharp for battle, but not because they need to. And it's more that they get a kick out of it. Kind of lines up. To be frank, Orlando, do you know what their objective is? Is it to settle their score with Heiwei? Or is it the station or the airport they're after? I'm out of that game, so I wouldn't know. That said, if Hayaway was their mark, I don't think they'd pull this hide-and-seek act. As for the station and airport, I hate to break it to you, but they could probably take either without breaking a sweat. If they're going this far, they probably have something totally off the wall up their sleeve. And could it be Orcus Tower? Are they trying to occupy it for themselves? I wouldn't put it past them, but I know their style, and a place like that wouldn't exactly be their arena of choice. Oh, in what sense? Jaegers are best suited for stuff like guerrilla warfare, not tight enclosed spaces like a bunch of hallways. If they had their pick, they'd go at their enemies someplace where they can use the terrain to their advantage. Entire townscapes, for instance, or mountainous areas, places with a lot of varying elevations. Right, the tower would be too confined. It would also take any vehicular weaponry out of the equation entirely. In that case, what about 1st Division, Dudley. Chief, good timing. Hey, what? What's happening? Timing is uncanny. What's the matter? Just received word from the CGF. They say an unidentified armed group has appeared up in the Maine's mountain path. CGF unit patrolling the area has already been wiped out. One hour earlier. This is HQ patching in a message for the 3rd Company. We are unable to confirm the size of the armed group. Chances are it's the Jaeger Corps that's been lying low in the city, the Red Constellation. Why would anybody say it like that? Prioritize the safety of Maine's citizens. This is the 3rd Company. Copy that. We're now moving in to the armed group. Commence. An orbital mine. Turn it. All personnel to your battle stations. Always fun to watch them squirm. I'm not progressing the text, by the way. It's been what, 3 months since I got to bust this out? Oh, now I get to. Testarosa's got a downright hankering for some suckers to gobble up. Who are these nut jobs? Take out the trash, drive them back through the tunnel, and slaughter anyone who tries to fight back. Yeah. Y'all giga dead. Your orders, Commander. All right. Standing around here is boring me to tears. Let's go have ourselves a little fun. This way. Yeah, follow the Commander's lead. Come on, Testarossa. There's still plenty of leftover prey to hunt. Your shadow there is tripping. Also, that other guy. Is that Gareth? We're gonna have a blast, you and me. Hey, cover behind the car. Like that, I'll save you. He's a monster. Eat steel. Heck yeah. Like, get the stepping. We're confiscating that camera of yours. Good goddess. To think a single group of Jaegers could wreak this much havoc. Or wreck. I believe we all know a greater force is at play here, maneuvering them from behind the scenes. Just the same as there was at the trade conference. I think it was the Imperial government. More specifically, it would be the Imperial Army's intelligence division, right? I won't deny that's the most likely possibility. We already know full well that one of their captains was a point of contact with the Red Constellation while in Crossbell. If that's the case, wouldn't it be wise to beg the Imperial government for mercy? Or better yet, we can plead with the Republican government to aid us. Well, it so happens that I've already confronted the Imperial government about the Red Constellation earlier today. To no one's surprise, they elected to feign ignorance. As things stand, we're in no position to appeal to the Republican government either. The blame for that lies with me for proposing independence. I can't believe this. I mean, no, this isn't your fault in the least, Mr. Mayor. Regardless, all the state government can do at the present is issue a formal statement of protest. My primary concern remains the safety of Maine's citizens. CGF was able to confirm the status of the village after requesting assistance from a civilian airship. As of now, there do not appear to be any signs of looting or pillaging on site. Yes, but the fact of the matter is that the village and its denizens are being besieged. Their food reserves won't last forever. There's no time to waste. I agree. We need to take immediate countermeasures. Commander, how heavy were the CGF's losses? Significant, unfortunately, both in terms of our guardsmen and our resources. What manpower we have remaining has already been deployed to the mountain path. You're stretched thin, then. But let us not forget, our foes may be experts in war, but they're still hired professionals, loyal to Mira above all. If we negotiate well, we may be able to prevent this crisis from escalating. I'm asking the CPD to broker that possibility while simultaneously assuaging the fear of the citizenry. Roger. Of course, Mr. Mayor. We'll contact the guild and see what we can pull together. What are they up to? I didn't think the Red Constellation would be playing this big of a role. I thought they were going to be done after the trade conference, but they're still doing all kinds of things. Chief is late. I shouldn't be surprised considering what's going on, but still. Yeah. His meeting at Orcus Tower must be running long. Discussing our next course of action can't be an easy task. And then there's the political side of things to consider. Not to mention Wald. He couldn't have picked a worse time to go completely berserk. Guys, if the chief's not gonna make it back, should we save the hot pot for later? He said to go ahead and start without him if he's late. You went out of your way to prep it again, Keto. You can bet we're gonna chow down this time. But, Randy, never mind the hot pot. Are you sure you're okay right now, Randy? You know you can confide in us at times like this. No need to tell me twice. But if I said it once, I've said it 1,000,000 times. I already cut ties with Uncle Sigmund and them years ago. Crying over what my old crew is up to isn't going to do anyone any good. Better we spend that time getting some grub in us and making sure we're rested. Gotta be ready for tomorrow, yeah? Well, yeah, you're right. You know what they say, you can't fight on an empty stomach. We can always count on Randy's devil-may-care attitude to help us through the worst of times. In a sense. Don't forget how much our little encounters south of the lake took out of us. Eating and turning in early is for the best, regardless of what may happen tomorrow. Yeah, I agree. Okay, let's start digging into these hot pots. Kia went out of her way to prepare all of this. There's plenty of meat, fish, and vegetables to go around. So eat your fill, everyone. After that, it's early to bed, early to rise. Yeah, let's eat. Go ahead, Kia, eat up. Whatever happens down the road, we'll take care of it, okay? Okay. Fear not, Zeet. I will save you some meat and fish for later. We're gonna get a Rixia scene. Opportunity to get some more water. Oh, good thing I wasn't using Randy. Going somewhere? Figures you'd be here. Seriously, what the heck are you doing up so late? Do you really need to ask? I'm just getting back from my favorite bar. I don't have any right to judge you for keeping secrets, but I don't think the others are going to take you running away very well. Probably not, but this is my problem to deal with, not theirs. And don't go thinking this is about Uncle Sigmund or Shirley either. No way in heck I'd let Lloyd and the rest of you put your lives on the line for me. This is my battle to fight, and I'm gonna settle it in my own way. That's just the way it has to be. If you say so. You and Wald are the same. Are all men this stupid? Doesn't it get tiring stumbling your way through life? You could really stand to be a little more slick. Man, leave me alone, will you? You know, I've been meaning to ask you this for a while. Which team are you on anyway? Something tells me you're not referring to my innocent little comment about men. In which case, your guess might not be too far from the truth. You don't say. I thought I smelled something off about you. Reminded me of a few suckafoos I crossed paths with back in the day. Guess that means you were playing dumb around that girl, too. I wonder about that. Well, as thanks for keeping your mouth shut, I'll pretend I'm in the dark about this tomorrow. So go ahead and knock yourself out there. Thanks, I owe you one. I have no idea what Randy is referring to. I don't know who Wazy is, or anything about Wazy. With him gone, I'm not too confident in our ability to hold our own in a fight anymore. I might just have to call Abbas in for support on this. Who are you, Wazy Hemisphere? Darn it. Went to go settle things once and for all. See ya. How could this happen? I can't believe it. And he didn't even think to talk to us about it. Especially after all he said last night. Was it just to catch us off guard? He even left his enigma behind. Randy. No luck. No one in the neighborhood has seen him around. He must have taken off in the dead of night while everyone was asleep. But where could he have gone? By settling things once and for all, did he perhaps mean the situation in Mainz? Yeah, that's the first answer that comes to mind. Maybe one of the guardsmen dispatched on the mountain path would know something. I wouldn't hedge my bets on that. Chief. Took him going stray for the guy to finally clean his room up for once. I already contacted the CGF, but they haven't spotted him either. I can only assume he's taking an alternate route up to Mainz. Never forget that he's a former veteran Jaeger. I doubt he's going to have trouble staying out of the CGF's line of sight. Well, I guess not. To be honest, I thought he trusted us more than this. Only just a bit. Well, nothing for it. We're just going to have to wait and see how things go for now. Jaegers practically have the home field advantage in the mountains. Even if we gave chase, chances are low we'd ever manage to catch him. Actually, I doubt Randy left for Mainz overnight. In fact, I wouldn't rule out the possibility that he's still in Crossbell City even. What? What makes you think that? It's simple. If Randy's serious about engaging in combat against the Red Constellation, do you really think he'll be able to do it with nothing but a stun halberd? Oh, a valid point. Even he would not be that brazen. You're saying he'd need something that packs an actual punch, like from back in his Jaeger days. Which would mean all we have to do is figure out where he'd get it. Considering his past, I'm sure Randy has a lot of experience wielding heavy weaponry. That kind of firepower can be found in the city if you know where to look. It wouldn't be crazy to assume that he has something like that stashed away somewhere either. Fair point, kid. Then we should go to all the locations in the city he's known to frequent. That way, we may be able to determine where Randy has gone. You're right, it's an idea worth trying at least. I was thinking the same. What's wrong, Wazy? Do you think I'm off the mark with this? No, I'm simply surprised. It sounds fine by me. Your explanation was convincing enough. Anyhow, if you think he's still in the city, where do you think he went? Let me think. First and foremost, I'd suspect the downtown district. Ashley, the owner of Nine Volley Exchange, is also an arms dealer. Mr. Guillaume seems like he'd be knowledgeable when it comes to heavy weaponry too. We should also consider Mr. Drake of Barca Casino. He may know of something as well. Randy was always there, wasting the night away after all. Good idea. Not to mention, Randy's known him since he first came to Crossbell, as I recall. Orlando, you poor SOB. He should have known better than to try to shake off the SSS. You're already hot on his tail. You got that right. Yeah, it goes without saying. As leader of the SSS, I'm not about to turn a blind eye to self-serving defectors. We'll pinpoint his location and drag him back here by the scruff if we have to. Naturally. We'll even put a leash on him if that's what it's going to take. Will Randy be okay? He will if we have something to say about it. We're bringing him home, and that's a promise. No need to worry, Kia. Stay here and keep Zeet company for us while we're gone, alright? Okay. Lloyd, everyone be careful out there. So we have on our agenda two shops downtown and the casino in the entertainment district. Right, though there could be more clues lying around elsewhere too. Unfortunately, we don't have time to look outside the city right now. On the bright side, we received no new support requests this morning. That gives us more time. Suppose it's to be expected. HQ must be in total disarray after all that happened yesterday. Though, of course, that's nothing compared to the losses suffered by the CGF. Forgive me, Noel. Considering your position, I'm sure you're taking the news much harder than we are. No, it's okay. That's just the sort of risk that comes with a job. More importantly, I'm a member of the SSS right now. Just like Randy. Let's go bring him home. Right. I need to save. I haven't saved in a long time. That was a very long sequence. Almost an hour, I think. Alright, stop there. Get Wazy back in the group. Although, now I'm thinking, like, should I just kick Wazy out? Because there's a chance that Wazy will leave. A little concerned about that. They give Wazy the evade 3. Yeah, you had... Man, you were just not dodging anything. Not a dang thing. Alright, it's been a little bit since I've been inside the shops. See if there's anything new. How much money do we have? Oh, 24,000. 24,000 and we still poor. I could probably get an evergreen right now. Actually, I think what I really need to do is upgrade some slots. Been relying on Lloyd quite a bit here to pick up the slack. Let's go ahead and do that. I need to go to 9 Volley anyways. Actually, it's, they said there's going to be other places that we can check as well. And the Bracer Guild is probably one of those places. Marcus Tower and standby. Well, look who's here. Hey, SSS. Thanks for yesterday. Are you two already back to work? Yes, we are. Due in no small part to all of you, of course. I'll be sure to give you lots of pats on the head as a reward later, my dear T.O. I politely decline. If you have enough energy to fawn over me, then you must be feeling better. Yeah, but we can't push ourselves too hard yet. I just realized, where'd that redhead of yours go? This is his usual cue to chime in and not so subtly hit on Aelia. Looks like something happened between you guys. You want to talk about it? Actually, yeah. Explain the stuffs. Well, that's just dandy. I had a hunch something like this might happen after we found out the Red Constellation is the one behind the occupation of Mainz. How does the Bracer Guild plan to proceed? DGF is trying its best to push them back, so we'll wait and see. But if the situation drags out any longer, we'll have no choice but to intervene, right, Michael Michel? Right. We might even need to bring in some bracers A rank or higher from nearby countries to help. You'd go that far. Well, only in a worst case scenario. Arios is in the middle of discussing things with the mayor right now. If it looks like the CGF won't be able to hold out, then... Well, the guild's creed is to prioritize civilian safety, so of course you'd have to intervene. Right, but all that aside, I'm worried about that rowdy redhead of yours. Everything's up in the air from here on out, so you all better watch your keisters, you hear me? Yeah, we will. Wow, you're not gonna offer to search for him? Meanwhile, we went all the way to the wetlands to search for these two suckers, and we did it without even asking, and you ain't gonna, offer up to say, like, you know what, You helped us out, let us return the favor. Man, the bracers are a bunch of busters. Get out of here. Bunch of sucker fools. This is why nobody likes the Bracer Guild. My goodness. Alrighty. Peter, what do you have? Oh yeah. Definitely replace that. Any new quartz? We picked up one of these. Not incredibly helpful, but I guess it does something. Oh, hold on. Might as well check this. All right. Eagle Eye. Why do these give different whatchamacallits? Lloyd getting analyzed is very important. I need someone else that's not Ellie analyze people. So that's good. Lloyd is basically just the I'm gonna be doing all the support stuff. Basically his job. I think I'm gonna go buy a I have enough. I might go invest in an evergreen just so that I have it and I don't have to worry about it. There you are. I had a feeling you kids would be showing up soon. Is that because Randy was here earlier? Yeah, he called me last night. Stopped by to pick up his goods this morning. Told me to play innocent if you came around, but I don't take orders from rugrats like him. Lucky us. In that case, where did Randy, or what did he order? Was it an orbital rifle by chance? Nothing on that side of the law. More like explosives, grenades, armor-piercing rounds, and some old-fashioned gunpowder ammo. He cleaned me out, believe it or not. Oh, and he also snatched up an unregistered Enigma 2 that I sourced from the black market. That's not good. He's armed to the teeth now. Yes, and with an unregistered Enigma, we have no way of tracking him down. Wait, so you're saying he bought all of that ammo, but nothing to shoot it with? Believe me, I tried. I suggested a few of my best rifles, both orbital and gunpowder. Suppose they just weren't up to spec for the next leader of the Red Constellation. Ashley, so you knew. Of course I do. Information is my livelihood. Don't get me wrong, though. He's out to give them a nightmare, not join them. That said, the Scarlet Ogre and Bloody Shirley are monsters in every sense of the word. Keep that in mind if you know what's good for you. That playboy can barely even call himself a Jaeger. Kid's a dead man walking. Not if we can help it. That's why we're here, to stop them. I'd give it up if I were you. They've been like this all day. Nothing's gonna scare them off at this point. Yeah, I can see that now. Not my fault if that idiot gets himself killed out there. But I'd rather not lose a loyal customer. Drag his booty back here for me, will ya? Of course. Thank you for the information, Ashley. Go to Gilliam. Oh, it's you kids. Got any clue what's going on with Randy? I can tell he's up to no good. Should have seen what he brought in for maintenance. It was a real humdinger. I had a feeling. Was that just this morning? Yeah, around 5 a.m. I think. Heck of a time to barge in. I was already pulling an all-nighter, so I figured, hey, what's one more job? If I may ask, what is this humdinger you speak of? Did he have some sort of heavy weapon with him, maybe? Well, a bunch of parts for one anyway. and they were pretty shot, let me tell you. None of it had been used for a while, so I gave him some tuning and repairs, even cleaned out the exhaust unit. Put it all together, and you have a real monster of a firearm on your hands. If I had to guess, it's likely a custom rifle Randy used in the Corps. I wouldn't doubt it. Thank you for the information, Guillaume. Sure, no sweat. I'm not sure what's going on with him, but I could tell he had something heavy on the brain. But hey, that's what he's got friends for, like you. Or, that's what he's got friends like you for. Promise me you'll look out for the guy, alright? Of course. Roger that. Go ahead and go over here. What y'all doing? Still nothing. Let's go check in on Abbas real quick. Welcome back, Wazy. It would appear things are taking a turn for the worse. Yeah, listen to this. Vess and I saw that red-haired guy from your team in the neighborhood this morning. I don't know how to describe the look on his face, but he seemed pretty torn up about something. We spotted him near the exchange shop, but he took off almost immediately. He alright? Did something happen? Yeah, it's a long story. You guys don't need to worry about it. This is our problem to deal with. Very well. However, know that we're only a call away should you require assistance. Yeah, thanks. Just you wait, Randy. You're not going to leave us behind that easily. What other places could we possibly go to before going to that other place? I don't know. Melda? Nope. I need to go to the IBC. I have fast travel, and yet I keep wandering over to do this. Oh, yeah. Oh. Okay. So... I need 60,000 or 55,000. Just a little short. You know, that's not good enough. I probably have some stuff that I need to sell too. This is gonna be all my money. I also need to stop by the police. Administration district. Save because it's a problem. Oh, I just haven't saved. Sure, let's show over the combat notebook. We found some real monsters. Oh, we didn't actually fight those monsters, but we encountered those monsters. Aryan Road, the craziest monster of them all. There's some fragments. Alright, Divine Child. And that's it? I thought I had like 2 of them. At least 2. It's not. Alright, Imelda, I hope you're happy. This is all of them. Ooh, a music box. Yeah. Now, Poe is a suckafoo. Oh yeah, talking to Rixia after what has happened. That'll be an interesting conversation. See if I can find her. I think I already have this. Yeah, she's nowhere to be found. Oh, there she is. Hello, everyone. Oh, if it isn't my favorite little guy in the gang again. What are you guys doing here? Rixia? Good to see you, Rixia. What's going on? Did something happen between you and Lloyd, Rixia? No, more importantly, we don't have very long until the performance. I'd like to run through that scene just before our pas de deux once more. So do I. I want to make sure I've got that part down packed. Well, if you insist. Sorry, gang, unless there's something important going on, we need you to give us some space here. Now's not the time for us to get distracted. Yes, of course. Sorry to have interrupted you. I have to focus on tonight's performance. Rixia. Alright, you're just gonna give us the cold shoulder. Let's see how it is, Rixia. We were homies once. And now we're not. Cue the Soulja Boy clip of him saying Drake during that one interview that I don't remember. Maybe it was like Breakfast Club or something like that. You know, Drake! Hello, everyone. I take it you come to ask about Randy. That's right. So he was here earlier then? Yes, he walked into our establishment in the late hours of the night, around 3 a.m., I believe. He spent a bit of time drinking before going on his way. And this is likely his first destination. Did he say where he was off to? It would seem I was right in suspecting he never returned to the SSS, but sadly, no. He never specified any particular location, though he was especially loose-lipped this time compared to his usual drinking sessions. He also retrieved a particular object of interest from me before he left, and that would be a large trunk. I wouldn't be able to tell you what lies inside of it. Randy entrusted it to me for 2 years. Entrusted it to me 2 years ago when he first came to Crossbell. He instructed me to dismantle the contents and pawn off the pieces, were he to ever die. My word, Randy. That seems uncharacteristic of him. I do happen to know a fair bit about the life he left behind, though I confess I can't speak as to the details of his troubles. You may be the only ones who can help him. Mr. Drake. We know. We will. Y'all selling any new stuff over here? Michette ribbon is definitely new, I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure. I was gonna say, we should get a cutscene here. I think we have a good handle on Randy's actions between last night and this morning now. Yeah, let's try piecing it all together. Where did Randy go first? Where did Randy go next? and then last. No, that's not the right order. Let me try thinking through it again. Alright. This is the most likely order. I don't remember getting a time from 9 volleys, so, I mean, he could have done whatever he wanted between that time. I knew the 5 a.m. for Guillaume. Randy began by visiting Mr. Drake to pick up the trunk. You know, speaking of that, I hate when games do that, where they're like, hey, you know, guess what this is, guess the order of this. And then when you get it wrong, they're like, no, you got it wrong, do it again. It's like, no, sucker, just have the characters do it in the game, you know, they already know the answers. Why are you forcing me to figure out the answers? I'm paying attention. I promise you I'm paying attention. Randy began by visiting Mr. Drake to pick up the trunk. He left with them. As for what was inside, it was the weapon Randy used while he was a still Jaeger. Most likely a high-power orbital rifle. Bear in mind that orbital rifles are typically disassembled when transported or stored away. After 2 years of non-use, Randy would have had to take it to the repair shop to be serviced. That was my line of thought too. Having a well-maintained weapon is a matter of life and death on the battlefield. No way Randy would have gone anywhere without having it checked first. Finally, he stopped by 9 Volley to stock up on supplies. He bought gunpowder ammo too, apparently. Clearly, that's no ordinary rifle he's sporting. I've heard the Reinford Company does make models that can change between orbital power and gunpowder ammunition. But whatever its origins, I think it's safe to say it's a specially modified weapon. That wouldn't surprise me. The Red Constellation uses rifles, the likes and sizes of which I've never seen before. Anyway, I think that sums up what Randy's been up to the last several hours. His most recent confirmed location is the exchange shop, which he left sometime after 6 a.m. Since it is around 10 a.m. now, that places us 4 hours behind him. Which only makes it that much harder for us to pick up on his tracks, let alone catch up. Not necessarily. Randy's tough, but even he has his limits. If he's really going into battle with the Red Constellation, he'll make sure to be well rested beforehand. That, and we can count on him trying to use the terrain to his advantage. He knows he'll only have one shot. Assuming it's not a suicide mission, of course. Regardless, we don't have much time. Yeah, we've no choice but to book it to mains on the double. On the doob. It couldn't be. Is it Randy? Special support section, Randy, Lloyd not Randy. Lloyd Bannings speaking. Mr. Bannings, were you perhaps expecting someone else? I know that voice. How do you have this number? Please, haven't I told you what a big fan of the SSS I am? Times Department Store. I ask that you make the time to meet me there on the roof. Lloyd, that call just now. Who was it from? Sal from Hayaway. He said he's watching us from the roof of the department store in Central Square. What? At a time like this, what is he planning? Not sure. All I do know is that he's the last person who'd reach out to us without reason. I say we stop by and hear him out before heading to the mountain path. Understood. We should hurry. Hit him with that vroom vroom. Alright, I gotta save and mark here.